What is up, my YouTubians, ODYSEEans, Slaying Saiyans, Cobra Kai's, and my pumpkin who'll be smashing? I am Asherella. This is original Asherella, and we just celebrated the anniversary of the Smashing Pumpkins album, Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist was released on July 10th of 2007, so I figure there's not any better time to do a Zeitgeist-themed Smashing Pumpkins video than right now, right? And if you weren't able to deduce by my ensemble here, we're going to be watching the video for and listening to the track Tarantula. It was the first single off of Zeitgeist, and this was the first time we had seen the band back together, or the pieces of the band that were back together as the Smashing Pumpkins since their breakup. So this is kind of a really big moment. This is a cool video. I think Zeitgeist is a tragically underrated album. But we will get into all that in just one second. But before we do, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on ODYSEE, follow the channel. You can gently press the notification bell on either platform so you know every time I upload a video. You can leave me a like, leave me a comment, watch till the end of the video, and follow me on my social things. I have the Insta thing, I have the Twitter thing, and now I have the Threads thing. Okay, we are now into day 2 of me filming the video for Tarantula because I filmed everything yesterday and sat down to edit and realized I had no audio in this part of the video. So I'm having to refilm, hence the different outfit, but we're going to do it. It's going to be great. It's going to be even better than the first one that I filmed. But as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be listening to the song and watching the video for Tarantula, the Smashing Pumpkins song from 2007's Zeitgeist. Now, this was the first single from the album. This is the first time we've seen the band since they've been reunited, and I say reunited because it's really just Billy and Jimmy from the original lineup, and I have been quoted many a time saying that I feel like this era of the Pumpkins is kind of an exhibition era of the Pumpkins. And now I don't want to discredit the album because of that, because it's a great album, and like I've said before and in other places, I feel like this is a tragically underrated album because it really, really, really rocks. And you know, we know that Billy really wanted his band back, and you know, he got Jimmy on board and he found Jeff, and you know, during this time of the Pumpkins, the bass player is a little badass bass playing baddie, Ginger Pooley. It was Ginger Reyes at the time, but it's Ginger Pooley now, and I think she's amazing. Now, Darcy will always hold a very special place in my heart. She inspired me to be a female bass player. You know, she was the reason, and the Pumpkins were the reason that I started playing bass so many years ago. But I feel like Ginger and I are kind of kindreds. Like, she's small, she's little like me, she you know, is sort of a fashionista, and I feel like, you know, we would really probably get along. So she's kind of like my favorite non-Darcy Smashing Pumpkins female bass player. But anywho, so we picked up Jeff, we've got Ginger, and now, okay, we've got this version of the Smashing Pumpkins, and we know that Billy had made a plea, you know, to the whole band at one point, you know, asking, like, saying that he wanted his band back. I mean, he took a full page, you know, ad out in one of the Chicago papers, like, wanting a response from them and saying he wanted his band back. But, you know, in that moment, that really didn't come to fruition. We know now. But, you know, we've got Jimmy, we've got Jeff, we've got Ginger, and we've got this really rockin' album that I think is underrated. And while it's not the original Smashing Pumpkins lineup, I think it's pretty good. And I really think that Zeitgeist was kind of Billy's attempt at bringing like the casual and like medium Pumpkins fans back into the fold. Like, there are the Pumpkin hardcores like me, there are, you know, the Pumpkins who be smashing, like the Ghost Children, you know, there are the hardcore lifelong, you know, Billy Corgan cult, if I can say that, you know, Pumpkins fans. But, you know, there are some people that, like, really, really loved Gish, or really, really loved Siamese Dream, or really, really loved, like, you know, the harder, more rocking tracks from the Pumpkins, but didn't really appreciate everything else that they're capable of. And I think that Zeitgeist Billy wanted to make an album that really rocked and bring those, rock fans, so to speak, back into the fold because, we know that Pumpkins are really good at doing non-traditional alternative music. But I have said a whole lot here. Interestingly, the cover of this single is Paris Hilton holding a Blackberry. The album is called Zeitgeist, and the word Zeitgeist kind of means like it is like the spirit of a era or of a generation or like the theme of like a time frame. And the 2000s were very Paris Hilton and Blackberry heavy, and I get that, and I get that connection, and there's sort of a commercialistic vibe of that time. But anywho, let's watch the video for Tarantula, and I will share my thoughts and feels on the song and the video as we go. Okay, this is my girl Ginger. Like, she's so cool. She's such a little baddie. Like, I love her. She's super talented too. You know what I mean? Looks and fashion and everything aside, like, she's a really good bass player. And she didn't stay with the band, but only for a couple of years. But I think she really, was a great addition while she was there. And in this video, we have a ton of people, right? Like, there's a bunch of people in the background. This is the first time that we've seen anything from the Pumpkins since they're reuniting. And, it's almost like, okay, who's in the band and who is just like a background player, background actor. And I think that was maybe like by design, but if you know the band and you look closely and you think about it, because I have, over the years, the actual core members of the band they're the ones that are in prominently white. Like, everybody's in black and white, but Billy, Ginger, Jimmy, and Jeff are all in mostly solid white and only like a little bit of black, and everybody else is in more, black and white or all black and that kind of thing. So I think that it was like just kind of an interesting thing to look at. And this video is really cool too, because they really took use of like green screen technology. And the band actually released the green screen files for the video and did like a contest for somebody to make like their own version of the video. And so there are some really, really cool fan edit version videos out there for this song. Just FYI, if you didn't know that. Oh, and this chick right here, she's in mostly white too, and she actually plays keyboards on the album. I know she's never like an actual Pumpkin, so to speak, and I can't remember, what is her name? I can't think of it off the top of my head. But she does play on the album, and she's all in white as well, so. Okay, also, I haven't said a ton about, like, the music of the lyrics so far, but this song, it rocks. Like, Jimmy's strums are, like, so on point. Billy, his guitar playing, his songwriting, his lyrics, they are, like, really the heart and soul of the Pumpkins, but Jimmy really gives us something that makes us uniquely Pumpkins, and I know we've had some albums without him, but I feel like when it's Jimmy, when it's not, because just the way he plays, the way he incorporates the drum, track into the songs is just so very unique. And I love it. And this song, again, this is the first thing we've gotten from the band in several years at this point. And I think it's sort of a love song, but I think it is better to classify it as like a relationship song. And, because I've put a lot of thought into, the song, the lyrics, and everything like that over the years, I kind of think, and I'm just speculating, that this might be a song regarding Billy's relationship with the band, his band and the band members, because it's one of those okay, so for example, it's like, I don't want to fight every single night. Everything I want is in your eyes. You and me go back to places I don't know to care. The spoils of all I got were left for scraps. Don't let me say this, but you're no worse than me. It's crazy. And it's one of those, like, almost like love, hate, for better or worse. I love the good things, but I tolerate the bad things type thing situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Get out and take your place down. Can't stand the place on. And close your eyes, you'll see the angels are. Okay, it wouldn't be a Smashing Pumpkins track without a awesome Billy Corgan guitar solo. But not only do we have an amazing Billy Corgan guitar solo, we also have an amazing Jeff Schroeder guitar solo. And this is like, Jeff, his outfit here, he looks like kind of like the anti-Count Dracula, or like Count Milkula or something like that. I don't know. And it wouldn't be a Smashing Pumpkins song if we didn't have a random tempo change somewhere. I think that is such a great track. And like I said, God, this album is just so underrated. Now, if you are a Pumpkins fan, casual or otherwise, go back and listen to Zeitgeist all the way through. Give it another listen if you don't have the feels I have about it. All right, well, that was Tarantula. I think it's a really cool video. I think it's a great song. And like I said, I personally kind of interpret this song as maybe like Billy's song, like love relationship statement to his band and bandmates practically. Because, like, okay, let me just really quickly, before we go out for the day, we are the real, if ever real was, just because we are the ruin of every living soul. We are surreal because someone gave us up. Don't break the oath. I want to love you when you're happy. Don't break this oath. I want to be there when you're sad. Freeze frame the pouring rain. We are the real as any ghost. So easy now. So we are the real in every living soul. Oh, don't they know? I don't know. That's just kind of my interpretation. But, Smashing Pumpkin songs are the best because they are, very metaphoric and they are left up to interpretation. And I think I've said this before, one of the reasons they are my favorite band and I find the music so relatable is because I can layer the song into what is happening in my life, emotionally, mentally, actually, depending on how I feel that day, depends on how I interpret certain songs. There are some songs where the meaning is a little more obvious, but they're so relatable because they're left up for interpretation through, the really, like, poetic metaphor Billy uses for lyric writing. Anywho, that's all I gotta say. What do you guys think about Jeff as Count Milkula? Like, Count Chocula's BFF in his big Dracula collar? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. I am Asherella. This is original Asherella. Now, you probably noticed this would be the first video that I've uploaded in about 2 weeks. My studio was slightly compromised, a little bit of stuff going on in my apartment, so I wasn't able to use it for about a week, but I am back to good to go, and it's usable, and I am recording, so no worries, no stress. I have almost the amount of, like, watch time that I need to monetize, so if you guys don't mind throwing on a playlist and letting it ride, that would be amazing. There are original Asherella stickers in existence right now, so if you want a few, let me know. You can email me. My email address is down in the description, or you can DM me on Instagram or on one of my socials and I will send you some for free. And also, as much as I don't love it, I have Threads now. It's just one of those things you gotta do. Like, I don't have a problem with Elon or Twitter, honestly, right? I do not at all, but when you're making content, you sort of gotta, like, play the games, play the social media game, and I already don't TikTok or Snapchat, so I do have Threads now. But I am Asherella. This is original Asherella if you're watching on YouTube, and I really hope you are, and you're giving me lots of watches on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching on Space Odyssey. Follow the channel. Gently press the notification bell on either platform. You can leave me a like, leave me a comment. Follow me on the social things, the Insta thing, the Twitter thing, and now the Thready thing. You can go to Twitch, find Original Asherella on Twitch, follow me there, and then tune in on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Kino and Commentary. It's a movie show. It's not just me, but it is a really good time, and it's always a fun chat, so make sure you check out Kino and Commentary. Always tap in, never tap out, and don't forget to keep on selecting.